Hi, I'm Mike Montgomery, the Executive Officer for the San Francisco Bay Regional Water Quality Control Board, and I'm, along with my chair, Jim McGrath, want to thank you for the next few minutes you'll spend with us hearing about our accomplishments and where we're going here in the San Francisco Bay region. You can see here a pretty good view of San Francisco Bay. Golden Gate is over here. The Mid-Bay just beyond this hill, our offices over in Oakland, and the South Bay extending down towards San Jose. I'll talk about some of our permitting programs first. Very proud of our Npds program and the low backlog it maintains. This last year we permitted a number of large wastewater treatment facilities covering over 3 million residents of the Bay Area, including the San Jose Santa Clara wastewater treatment plant, which is one of the largest wastewater treatment plants in the western region, serving over 1.5 million people down in the South Bay. Our stormwater program has also made a lot of progress. We've been going after industrial stormwater non-filers and bringing them into the system. And we've been doing a lot of work around trash with the municipal regional stormwater permittees and, more importantly, Caltrans. And I got to give a big thanks to Cal EPA for their support in helping us to work with Caltrans to come up with a funding plan that would allow them to meet their cease and desist order targets from the order we issued back in 2019. As we move from stormwater into our cleanup programs, there's a lot of development pressure here in the Bay Area. The housing crisis is felt strong here, and we've got a lot of parties that are trying to build over contaminated groundwater. Forecasting that, our team put together some guidance called a framework for those developers that would allow them to continue their work and meet the developing statewide vapor intrusion guidelines. So we kind of leaned into the vapor intrusion issue, and I'm very glad to say that a lot of the development that's occurring now that we're involved with is going to comply with the future statewide vapor intrusion guidelines. I also want to talk about our marine dredging program. This last year, you can see across to the Port of Oakland, just in the distance, there's a number of cranes. Port of Oakland is the fifth largest container port in the country, and when you consider also the Port of Richmond and other ports in the region, it's the ninth largest overall port region in the country. I'm sorry, the fifth largest, the ninth largest for containers. So we have a big marine dredging program that the U.S. Army Corps runs, and we recently reissued the permit for all the marine dredging that occurs for the vessels that have to enter San Francisco Bay and go down as far south as Redwood City, Oakland, Richmond, and even up through Stockton towards up through the Delta and towards Stockton and into Region 5. So that marine dredging effort will hopefully help us begin to work with the Army Corps to redirect those marine dredge sediments towards restoration projects here in the Bay region, which gets me to climate change, which is a big focus for us. We've been working to improve the requirements that we put into our permits that requires that dischargers anticipate sea level rise using the new Ocean Protection Council guidance. And we're doing that for our Bay nearshore landfills and all of our wastewater treatment facilities over the permit reissuance periods for those respective facilities. We've also begun the process of updating our basin plan to encourage nature-based solutions in shoreline resilience projects. And we've also invested a lot of time and effort into a number of Bay Area partnerships, working with the Bay Conservation Development Commission, San Francisco Estuary Institute, and the joint venture. And I'm very excited about those partnerships. And I'm very hopeful that we'll get the Bay Area planning to deal with the significant impact. You know, with just 2 feet of sea level rise, we'll lose over 20 square miles of near shore salt marsh and wetland. And also, you know, a recent study by the U.S. Geological Service survey identified that 2/3 of the economic impacts for sea level rise would be felt here in the Bay Area, given the amount of near shore property that we have here in the Bay, and the effects that we'll see with king tides and heavy storms that we could anticipate in climate change. So looking forward, we have a big lift with our stormwater permit reissuance, our municipal regional stormwater permit reissuance. We have 79 permittees in the 5 Bay Area counties. We're hoping to achieve that in the upcoming year. We'll of course continue to work with Caltrans on trash. And we'll continue our efforts with climate change, building out those partnerships I mentioned, and looking for funding. We did a workshop on financing shoreline resilience, nature-based solutions, and we're hopeful that that'll develop into some opportunities to reduce the cost burden to the Bay Area of dealing with sea level rise. We're also going to be focusing on environmental justice and employee engagement. We've got an active program right now. We've done significant training on racial equity and diversity and inclusion, and we're building out the tools that are provided to us by Sacramento State Board to identify those opportunities to engage our environmental justice communities and ensure that they're served with the resources that we have available. So with that, I want to say thank you and welcome you all to come visit the Bay Area anytime. All right, thanks, bye-bye.